Hey everyone, it's DarkStar here, and I just was at a new casino, not new casino, but new for me. I haven't been there, and they had an awesome game there. Double deck, where the dealer stands on soft 17, bought a deck and a quarter out of two decks for the penetration, so 62% penetration, which is pretty good on a double deck game, especially where the dealer stands on soft 17, and you still get paid the full 3-2 on Blackjack, which, as you may have heard me talk about, is kind of hard to find on double deck games, and even more so on single deck games. So you still get the full 3-2. You can double anything, and you can split anything. So pretty good game. No double after split, no surrender, all those kinds of things that you get in the shoe games, but you really can't get that in a double deck game. So I thought I'd put something together here for a betting strategy and see what I could come up with. So I've been working on it already, and then I just thought of throwing the recorder on now, so I already got started on this. But it's a $25 minimum bet table, so I thought I would bet 25 at up to 1, and then as soon as I get a true count of 1, I'm going to bet 50, and then basically it's a pretty simple betting scheme here, betting strategy, where the bet is just one less than the true count times 100. So in other words, if the true count is 2, I'm betting 100, 3, 200, 4, 300, 5, 400, 6, 500. Okay, so just subtract 1 and multiply by 100 to get the bet. Okay, except for when the count is at 1, I'm only betting 50. Okay, because otherwise 1 minus 1 is 0 times 100 is 0. So I need to bet something. All right. Can't really back count in a double deck game. Okay. So if you don't know what back counting is, I talk about that in the DarkStar Millionaire Blackjack training program that I recommend you all take advantage of. But anyway, back to this. So this is how I'm going to bet, and then I set up Casino Verite here, the practice software that you guys all know I use, to go ahead and practice this. So let's just see how this goes here, and let's just start with a nice round amount, because this is from other practices that I've done. We'll start with 10,000. Okay, and you guys can get to see how this practice software works and everything too, which would be pretty cool. All right, so we'll start up at 25, obviously. Now, this is kind of cool. It gives me a camouflage button here. If I want to change my bet from what I normally would do, I can hit that. So what you're going to see is I might not always bet exactly according to the count, because what I do, so I don't get kicked out, is I try not to ever raise by more than one full parlay, which means if I win this bet here, my next bet would never be more than 50. And then if I win the 50, I wouldn't bet more than 100 on the next one. Okay, so even though my betting scheme might call for a bet of 400 or something like that, I'm not going to raise by that much, because it just makes you look like a card counter. And we got a really nice count going here already, guys. So looks like we already have a count of, I should probably pull the window open. Well, you can see that. All right, so anyway, you got a 6 and a 2 there. I think that's in the recording window. Anyway, sorry about that. But so it looks like right away we're starting off with a count of plus 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those two balance each other out. Unbelievable. Okay, so anyway, we got 12. Obviously, have to hit, and I busted. That's okay. Okay, so now we'll bet 50. There we go. And the count's high enough now I could just leave that out there. Okay, we're at about 6A, by the way. So 6 and 1 ace was dealt. So that's a really high count. I could actually bet a lot more than that, but like I said, I don't go more than one parlay. Perfect. This is exactly what you're looking for in a count like this. Got a 10 against a 7. beautiful double down, especially since I know there are a ton of aces out there. We only saw one ace so far, okay? So I could get a 10 very easily in this kind of account, and I can get an ace very easily. So we're going to double them. I probably, because I said that, I probably won't get any of them. By the way, in double deck games, they will almost always deal these face down, but I set it to deal face up so you guys can see what's going on. All right. Yeah, of course, I get the 3. All right, but it doesn't matter. Dealer busted, and we did pretty good. And we have a monster count, so you know what? I'm going to just leave this whole 400 out here. Beautiful. Well, could have had a better up card, so we're just going to hit that. I was hoping to get something where I could double the 9. So now we have the classic 16 against the 10. And in this high of account, I'm just going to leave that and hope for the best. Nope. Yep. Gotta win. Gotta lose some once in a while. All right. So let's put another 400 out there. All right. Come on, baby. I know there's a lot of 10s. There it is. All right. Beautiful. Now, in this case, yes, I will take the even money. And the dealer does have blackjack, so that was a good bet. Normally, you don't take insurance or even money, but in that high of account, absolutely. Okay? So we got one more round here. We still got a pretty high count. Let's try another 400 bucks, see what happens. What do you guys think? Split? No. Okay, we'll just leave it. Ah, push. That's all right. Push is not a win, but it's not the worst thing that can happen. All right? And if you could look over here if you want, you can always cheat. You go to the tray here, because I've been talking. And we got a running count of 3, true count of 6, so that's what I thought. It was still pretty high. And we've seen 4 aces, okay? All right, so this is, and there's only half a deck left, okay? This is going to be the last round. Definitely going to leave that 400 out there, which I would anyway because we just pushed. Another blackjack. Beautiful. There we go. So pretty good first round. Looks like made about 825 bucks in one round. Not bad at all. We still got more cards in there. How is that possible? Half a deck remaining. Oh. You should be shuffling up though. Well, I'll check in a minute, but I probably don't have the shuffle set right, because in a real casino they're not going to deal another round with half a deck left in a double deck. But maybe the dealer forgot, and we have an opportunity here. So we're definitely going to bet the farm on this one and see what happens. Of course, we'll probably lose. That's the way this usually works. Best possible conditions, and then you get clobbered. Right now, I'm got a 13 against a 10. More than likely, I'm going to draw a 10 here. But doesn't matter because it's all about the long run results. There it is. See? Yep. All right. Too bad I couldn't have got that 6, and the dealer busted. That's the way it goes. But I'm still up 425 bucks in one round. All right. Let's see what's going on here, guys. So I thought I had this set to shuffle point. Oh, there it is. Shuffle point 1.5 out of 2 decks. Okay. It's not that good a penetration. So we need to increase this here. 1.25 out of 2. All right. That's better. Dealer stands on soft 17. The rest of this stuff looks good. Okay. If you want to see how it looks, as long as we're in here, with when they would really deal with it, definitely deal the cards face down. All right. And then you can change the speed here. I got this going relatively slow so you guys can see what's going on, but usually I would increase this so that play at a faster speed. This is about casino speed, though. Most dealers won't deal faster than this. Oh, no wonder we had this set to a positive count bias. No wonder I was getting such a high count. All right, so let's make it more realistic. No bias. All right, now let's try see what happens. Okay, hit, stay. All right, this is more normal. Now we're in negative count. Nice. So as you see, I keep winning here, but I can't raise because we're at -7. So push. So we always leave a push. So negative, I'm tempted to hit that. See, I would have got the 5. All right, we're at least about even now, so I'm feeling better. And there's a little bit of excess aces in there, so let's just leave the 50. Could have been worse. Not bad. All right, he busted. There we go. Well, at least we made a little bit when the count got a little bit better, and we were able to up our bet a little bit. Okay, so. All right. Of course, he's got the 10 under there. See how realistic this is? Not negative enough to hit that. Look at that, 21. And otherwise, I would have busted. Not that you should ever play it backwards like that. I'm just doing that for fun. It doesn't matter, you know, what would have happened. You play it the way you play it. You play it right. And, you know, sometimes you win, but most of the time you lose. Remember, I've always said that. Even in the positive counts, you still lose more hands than you win. I'm just hoping we can get a situation where we could increase this bet a little bit. I think we're a little light on aces. Definitely increase this bet here to 50. See what happens. There it is. We got our double down. All right. And that's the end of the shoe. So we got our money back though. Now we're up a tiny bit. Okay. So this is how I practice, guys, just so you know. And then every once in a while, you know, just for camouflage, it would probably be a good idea to start out with more than just the minimum bet on the first hand if you want to try to not look like so much of a card counter. Maybe put 50 out there. You know, if I win this, it's total luck, but that's okay. It's total luck. Total luck. Okay, let me go back down to 25. Sometimes it almost backfires on you because now if I end up losing this, it'll look, oh, still won. It would look like, you know, weird. Oh, he bets, you know, 100 wins, then he bets 25 and loses, but we still made $25 on that. Okay, all right. So we made $137.50. So let's keep going. Oh, I didn't do that on purpose, but that's all right. Might get lucky here again. Yep. You don't ever want to rely on luck, but sometimes that's good for the camouflage, and then you get lucky, it's perfect. So just for the camouflage purposes, since we just won 100, let's just go down to 50. And let's almost hope we lose so they don't watch us too close. All right, this is a beautiful hand. So here we have ace 7. soft 18. So many people will just leave this against the 10. Okay? Wrong. That is a bad move. Okay? The average hand for the dealer is about 18 and a half. Okay? So, and especially with a 10 up, you're losing right now. And no matter what card you get, you can't bust. If I get a 10, I'm still not going to bust. So you have to try to improve this. Okay? So you take a hit. Okay? Now you got hard 18. Now you got to stay. Okay? All right? And whether we win or lose has nothing to do with it. It's just the right way to play the hand. All right, we'll go down to 25 now because this thing is very negative. Okay. This is so negative, I don't think it's even recoverable. So this is one of these shoes where when it gets this bad, you almost could hit that in this case because it's so negative, but let's just leave it. Yeah, it would have busted. But like I said, it doesn't matter anyway. So sometimes when it gets this, it gets this bad, look at this, negative 13, okay? So this, you could play the rest of the shoe out, I guess, but if you haven't had a bathroom break for a while, this is where you go to the bathroom, come back, play the next shoe, okay? Why are you going to sit there and get killed in a negative 13 count? I mean, you may get lucky, you may win a couple hands, but the point is, you're trying to get to a situation where you can increase your bet. You're never going to get to a place where you can increase your bet when you're at negative 13 and you got like 2 hands left. Nice double down there, buddy. Okay, so so here is a situation, okay, where the count is negative 2, right? Okay, from what we can see, we don't know what this guy has, but from what we can see, the count is negative 2. Negative 2, 16 against the 10, you're supposed to hit this, but usually I leave my 16s against the 10, so just to look like a typical schlep, typical, gambler, they're going to be consistent. I always stand on the 16 against the 10. I'm not going to tell them, well, normally I would stand on this, but since we already played 3 10s here, no, I'll just stand. Yeah, well, this thing's going to tell me it's wrong, yeah, because it's negative. Okay, so it's going to tell me, yeah, you should have hit that because it's negative. It's 0, you hit that. Okay, but this is a camouflage move. Okay, so, all right, and either way I would have lost. Again, that's not the point, okay? So we're at negative 2, and there's no ace has been played. We still have to stay at a minimum bet. Yeah, good hit there. Okay, we're still negative. The one card that could kill me. Now the aces are coming out and we're still negative, so chances are this thing never gets that good. Thought we had a chance with all the small cards, but then it's a little better, but it's still, I could bet 50 here, but just because there's a little bit of a shortage of aces, I guess just because of the aces, I'll go ahead and do it. Sometimes I don't like to follow that when, you have an even or a negative count, but the only reason you're going to increase your bet is because there's a lot of aces. I told you there's a lot of aces. So here they all came out, okay? So 3 aces just came out, because, like I said, there was a lot of, these 2 guys got blackjack. That's why I raised it to 50. I was hoping to get one of those blackjacks, okay? So there's 2 blackjacks on the table. So this is, and luckily the dealer doesn't have one, but, this is, where you feel like everything's against you, right? What are the odds that 2 out of the 3 players get blackjack but not me? But it happens all the time. But we might get lucky here because we got ace 5 against the 3. So we can definitely double down here because we have kind of a high count. So let's double this. No, it didn't like that. Yeah, and you know what? It complained because I've got this set for the Sweet 16, and so it doesn't know that when the count is even a little bit high, you would double down against the 3. Normally, ace 5, you just double against the 4 or the 5 or the 6, but when you have a little bit of a positive count, you can go ahead and double that against the 3 as well. And the shorter vase is what gave us that slightly positive count. So it might have been a little aggressive. I'd have to go back and look up exactly what count that happens at where you can raise. But in any case, it worked out, and it is the right move when you have a positive count. It's just that it's not part of the Sweet 16. It's not something that I teach you guys. I only teach you to memorize the Sweet 16. I happen to know a few of the other ones, like the soft hands, where you want to be a little bit more aggressive in raising. So that's something you can think about learning. In addition to the Sweet 16, is all of the soft doubles where you would double when the count is high against bust cards, like so-called bust cards anyway, like the 3 through 6, we'll call it. 2 is sort of a bust card, but not really. You know, they call it the deadly deuce for a reason. So that's what happened there. That's why I complained, because this is only set to the Sweet 16. Because normally that's what I follow. But in this case, I expanded the range of the index bets, which means the range of where you would deviate from basic strategy in those higher counts. So you're never wrong following basic strategy, but when you know that you have a high count and you have a double down situation, a soft double down situation like that ace 5, and you got a dealer 3, not a bad idea to think about trying to get a little extra money on the table. So depends a little bit on your risk tolerance too. And we end on a push. So, how are we doing so far? We're up $287, right? Yeah. Not too bad. Okay. So, I need a little more practice before I go and hit this casino, but I definitely look forward to playing that game because it looks like definitely looks like a good game. All right. Well, I don't think I'll bore you guys much longer here. I'm going to keep practicing, obviously, but I think I'll go ahead and turn the recorder off, let you guys get back to watching whatever YouTube videos you watch. I guess people playing Pokemon Go or something like that. So, practice your blackjack, though. Don't play Pokemon Go all the time. Get some blackjack practice in, and then hit those tables. And may the count be with you.